Hey guys, what's up? Alec back with the daily stock market. We have an exciting earnings week coming up this week. We're going to be talking about Nvidia is reporting this week, Zoom's reporting this week, XPEV, and many more. So make sure you stay throughout this entire video so you're updated on all the stock market news, stock market buzz, reporting earnings, predictions, and deep dives. We're going to be deep diving into Nvidia in this video. So make sure you're subscribed with post notifications on, like this video, and let's get into it. So first up, let's do an earnings update. This is this upcoming week. So Monday, as soon as we wake up, Monday morning, XPEV will be moving either big up or big down right at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. California is where I'm located. Monday after close, we have Zoom. Okay, so Zoom might be a good one to do a put on. We'll talk about a little bit deeper about that later on in this video about puts on Zoom. On Tuesday, before open, we have Best Buy, AutoZone, Abercrombie Fitch, Ralph Lauren, Petco, Canadian Solar, Dole. So a lot of medium-sized companies. Tuesday after close, we have Nordstrom, Urban Outfitters, Toll Brothers, which are all interesting stocks. Nordstrom, we saw what happened to Ross Dress for Less, for example. They're kind of similar to Nordstrom's. Obviously, they're not as high end as something like Nordstrom is. So doing a put on Nordstrom could be somewhat beneficial. Wednesday before the open, we have Dick's Sporting Goods, we have Express, and then after the close is the big one on Wednesday. It's the biggest earnings after close on Wednesday. We have Nvidia and Snowflake, which are going to be the two biggest ones. Okay, Nvidia is a very anticipated earnings, so that's where we're going to be deep diving into Nvidia in this video. Thursday before open, we have Alibaba, which is super anticipated as well. We have Macy's, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and we also have Baidu. Okay, Baidu's similar to Alibaba. Dollar Tree's obviously similar to Dollar General. And then Macy's is kind of in here with some of the clothing brands like Ralph Lauren, Nordstrom's, Urban Outfitters, Express. Okay, so after the close on Thursday, we have Costco, which is a big one. So we'll talk about Thursday in a later video. So in the next video I put out, I'm going to be doing deep dives into Alibaba, Costco, Macy's, Baidu. So make sure you're subscribed with post notifications on so you get some of those videos. Now we also have Autodesk Thursday after close, Ulta, Dell, Gap, American Eagle, and then Friday before open, we have Canopy Growth Company, which is a huge cannabis company, one of the biggest ones in the stock market. And then we also have Big Lots. So diving into Nvidia, they're the most anticipated one. So let's start out with them right away. Now, in the past month, they're down 23%, which is a big deal for Nvidia. And from highs, they're actually down 40% just from recent highs. If we scroll out to the past year, we can actually see from all-time highs, they're down 50%, and their all-time high was right around $333 per share. They're right at a 52-week low right now. However, I think closer to that $130 mark is going to be a lot more attractive, $145 mark. And anything under $150 per share, I think is going to be good to dollar cost average in for long term. Nvidia really is a long-term play. They're a metaverse play. I think they're going to be here for years to come. If you're fast forwarding 5 to 10 years, I think Nvidia is going to be a lot more valuable of a company than it is today. So there is a chance that Nvidia does beat on earnings. Their market cap is 400 billion. Their PE ratio is 43, by the way, so we would want to see that a little bit lower. I've also done a deep dive on Nvidia and AMD in the past, so I highly recommend finding those videos if you want more of a deep dive on Nvidia. However, if we want a little bit of an update on Nvidia, California-based tech giant Nvidia is specialized in manufacturing GPUs, chipsets, and related multimedia software. Interesting, 4% of the best performing portfolio Timprick hold Nvidia. With a market cap of 400 billion, Nvidia is gaining traction in the gaming industry despite a massive recent sell-off in the tech sector. Nvidia rallied 17% over the past year, Also, the company has posted an upbeat earnings result in all last 7 quarters, reflecting significant growth in its revenue and cash flow. Therefore, investors could consider this an attractive buying opportunity given the company's long-term growth prospect and the increase in revenue from gaming, data centers, and professional visualization systems. Encouragingly, in the last earnings press release, Jensen, the CEO of Nvidia, commented, "We are entering the new year with strong momentum across our businesses and excellent traction with our new software business models with Nvidia AI, Nvidia Omniverse, and Nvidia Drive. GTC is coming. We will announce many new products, applications, and partners for Nvidia's computing," which is huge bullish news if you're a long-term holder. That's what the CEO was saying actually at the last earnings press release. The company is expected to report its first quarter earnings on May 25th. Wall Street expects Nvidia to report earnings of $1.30 EPS per share on revenues of 8.1 billion. Meanwhile, the company expects to report revenues of 8.1 billion, okay, which is plus or minus around 2%. Okay, so anything outside of a 2% of what's expected could be a bigger move for the stock price. Ahead of its first quarter earnings, Bank of America securities analysts maintain a buy rating and a price target of $320 on Nvidia. The price target for the analysts implies 86% upside potential over the next 12 months. The five-star analyst expects Nvidia to post upbeat results and provide a strong outlook for July quarter. The analysts' expectations are driven by the company's data center strength, rich gamer mix, per our recent Steam price survey, and potential channel fill with new RTX 4XX gamer cards despite software consumer demand. However, the post-earnings stock reaction will likely be gated by how much the second quarter guidance upside is driven by gaming versus data center mix. Many investors appear to be waiting for a large reset in the gaming segment to re-engage with the stock. Per our discussions, the analyst added. Overall consensus amongst analysts is a strong buy based on 20 buy versus 5 holds. The average Nvidia price target is $320 over the next 12 months, implies an 85% upside potential from current levels. And here you can actually see that chart below. Additionally, Nvidia scores 9 out of 10 on TipRank Smart Score rating system, indicating the stock has a strong potential to outperform the market expectations. Okay, and another one that I was going to do a deep dive on in this video was Microsoft. So I definitely recommend looking into them, especially with the sell-off that they've had recently. This one has them at a 43% upside over the next 12 months. So we'll dive more into Microsoft in a different video, but I didn't want to clutter them too much together. I wanted to talk about Nvidia because they're reporting earnings this week. They've been beaten down around 50% from all-time highs, so now could be an attractive time to dollar cost average in for long-term on Nvidia. Okay, next up we have Zoom, ticker symbol ZM, and this one's been beaten down significantly, 28% in the past 3 months, 72% down in the past year. Okay, so this one has a lot of downward momentum. They're currently at a support, or close to a support, I should say, around that $75 to $65 range. Currently, we have Zoom sitting at $90 per share. We've saw some all-time lows, or recent lows, I should say, not all-time lows, of around $84 per share. So doing a put, press trade, trade option, and going a little bit out to like June 24th, for example, buying a put, they're really expensive actually. So these probably aren't the best to look at, especially if you're just like a beginner investor or you don't have too much skin in the game, because these are like $500 puts and you don't want to go that far out of the money. So honestly, these puts I probably actually wouldn't look into unless you have $800 of discretionary income to risk on a very risky call. But we'll talk about some other options. And just to do a little bit more of an update on Zoom, they have a PE ratio of 19, by the way, which is pretty attractive. Market cap of 26 billion. And they're a profitable earning company, believe it or not. This would be a company that I would think would be an unprofitable company, but as you can see, they have typically over $1 EPS that they're reporting for the last 4 or 5 quarters. What to focus on and what to look for in Zoom. Okay, focus on Zoom's customers contributing over 100K in 12 months trailing revenue. Key takeaways: analyst estimates adjusted EPS of 87 cents versus $1.32. The number of customers consuming over $100,000 in 12 months trailing revenue is expected to rise year over year, but at a sharply slower pace than previous quarters. Revenue is expected to grow, but at a decelerating pace. So we don't have to dive too much into Zoom, but it's pretty much like a crap shot. It could either go up or down. I'm leaning more in the down direction. I think that we can see it go test that support that we've seen in the past. Okay, around $84, $85. I think Zoom will definitely be under $85 again. But who knows, if it reports a stellar earnings and profits are up, revenues are growing, it could definitely jump 10-20% tomorrow, but I think it's unlikely. And we should have talked about XPEV before Zoom because they are reporting earnings on Monday morning before the market opens. So as soon as you wake up, we're going to see a big movement on XPEV. And XPEV is an interesting one. If you want a full deep dive on XPEV and all the electric vehicle stocks, make sure you check out my last video that I uploaded, the one that says electric vehicles in the title. I just uploaded it like this week, so it's a very fresh video, and it's a great outlook on XPEV, where they're going in the future. They're looking pretty good, honestly, too. Right now, they're a negative earning company, but what we're discussing in the video is they're barely a negative earning company. They're on the verge of profitability. So I definitely wouldn't be betting against XPEV right now, because if they report a profitable EPS, for example, that can influence the stock price to rise a little bit higher. We've seen the stock price fall considerably in just the last 6 months, down 53%. However, it hasn't been beat up as bad as some of the other electric vehicle plays like NIO, for example. Now, XPEV, I have a buy under $20, dollar cost average for long term. I think they're a good China electric vehicle play. However, make sure you watch that video I uploaded last on the full deep dive on electric vehicles to get a full update on XPEV. Now, we have a lot of requests right now for updates on Qualcomm and SoFi, and then I have other people requesting lesser known stocks. They want me to talk about new and fresh stocks that people don't really know yet, or stocks that have been beaten down like 80%, for example, and revisit some of those stocks. So I think it could be a good idea for me to do some deeper dives into less known stocks that could have potentially higher profits. Okay, so subscribe if you want to see videos like that. Qualcomm, we'll just do a quick update on them and we'll wrap up the video. Make sure you subscribe with post notifications on, because we'll be doing full updates on Qualcomm, SoFi, and of course we'll do updates on stocks like Apple and Tesla. Those are the most requested stocks. Even though I talk about them every single week, Apple, Tesla, and Microsoft and all those ones, people still can't get enough of them. So that's why I talk about them. And most people own stocks like that too, is why they probably want me to continue to do updates all the time on stuff like Tesla and Apple. And Tesla and Apple are starting to move in the downward direction, so they could be a little bit more attractive. Like if we look up Tesla real quick, for example, it's at $665 per share. So right now it's in free fall mode. There's really no clear supports until around $590 per share. Okay, so for Tesla to revisit the $500, I think it'll be interesting. We'll be doing an update on Tesla later on this week, so make sure you subscribe. With Qualcomm, I think they're a pretty good buy right now. I personally rather be buying Nvidia, even though the PE ratio on Qualcomm is only 13. The market cap is significantly lower. They also have a dividend yield. Qualcomm is like more of a dividend stock, safer bet. But Nvidia, the differences between Nvidia is they have more growth potential. So that's why I'm rocking with Nvidia. They've also sold off 50%. Qualcomm's only sold off around 30% so far. So that's something else to consider. Nvidia could keep going lower is another thing to consider. Qualcomm could keep going lower. My price points, I think Qualcomm will really start getting attractive under $115 per share, closer to $100 per share. And if we can even see Qualcomm revisit like $95 per share, that's when I'll be actually inclined to load up more Qualcomm for long-term investing. But overall, I'm being patient, waiting on the process, waiting for the dip to dip a little bit more. I don't think we're at the bottom yet, so I'm just dollar cost averaging, not spending all my money at once. I'm stashing up some cash right now, and I'm only around 10% heavy in cash right now, which is pretty low. So I want to stash up a little bit more cash so I have some to infuse in the market if we see Qualcomm close to $95. If we see Nvidia fall another 10, 15, 20%, if we see Tesla in the 500s or even the 400s, I want to have that capital to deploy in the market for long-term investing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Smash a thumbs up, subscribe with post notifications on. Let me know what you guys want to see next. And if you need a cryptocurrency update, make sure you head over to the Daily Cryptocurrency on Instagram, my only other Instagram where I consistently put out cryptocurrency updates and NFT updates as well. I put out videos, full-length videos on YouTube at the Daily Cryptocurrency on YouTube. My YouTube link's also in my bio right here on my Instagram. Link in bio, youtube.com/the daily cryptocurrency or youtube.com/the daily stock market, depending what content you're trying to look at. I'm going to be putting out an NFT video tomorrow, and I also put out a coin update around a day or two ago on my crypto channel. So I'm trying to upload around 2 to 3 times per week on my crypto channel and 5 times per week on my stock market channel. So be a part of the family. Thank you guys for all the love and support you continuously to show. Share this video with a friend if you think they'll find it helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, don't time the market, buy the market. Peace.